fall anime guide, right? Fall anime, what anime you watch, what is the best anime coming, what animes are, good, basically, what animes do you want to watch, right? And of course, I am pretty obviously mostly hyped about the shonen stuff, mostly hyped about My Hero Academia returning, right? And of course, I'm sitting in My Hero Academia suit here, and just throw it in here, right? Yeah, we're gonna see this scene. It's like, My Hero Academia is coming back, and that is just amazing. It is. Oh god, my hand. Yeah, my hand is broken, but that is goddamn amazing. And we're gonna follow the live short here. We're gonna go right. We're gonna go for popularity and follow down here. And this popularity seems wrong though. I know that the Stone is a popular anime right now, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm a little biased here, but I'm pretty sure that All Might and Deku and so on are the #1 popular character for next season. So I do think that this list here is wrong actually, because My Hero Academia is #1 here in popularity here, which doesn't make any sense, because I think it's vastly more popular than the Stone. Not that it's bad, I'm saying that, like, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, let's start on this. I'll say one thing though, it's a lot of shonen, and it's a lot of isekai. It's every damn season, right? It is so many isekais. Every damn season. It is so many isekais, but this season though, I am quite excited because we do have this anime coming up. I said right away here, this is my #1, #2, right? My Hero Academia and this thing. We also have this anime coming. With the spoiler here then, this anime then, it is about, how I say it, it's for the same author that's written Konosuba, right? That is enough, yeah. Aqua, yeah, the same author that has done Konosuba, the same person. That's enough, yeah. And immediately he's gonna German suplex, the princess, so we know it's badass. And of course, talk about it more later again, but German suplex, of course, one of the greatest character ever, right? Of course, is great teacher Oniska, right? When he does German suplex on the principal in the beginning of GTO, right? So if you haven't read GTO, amazing anime, amazing manga and anime. And as soon as this guy, he's German suplexing the princess, he's German suplexing the princess that summoned him. This is gonna be a good anime. This will be a great anime. So anyway, let's go over the list then. Dr. Stone, obviously, still watching. We all know the Stone is. I haven't really talked about that. It's popular, but still though, this is the shonen anime, right? This is the shonen season. We have Dr. Stone, we still have Fire Force, the Black Clover. We still have, of course, One Piece and Wano. So yes, we do have huge amount of shonen this next season. I don't think we ever had this many main shonen animes in one season. So next season really is the shonen season. Really is, right? It's all of them there, almost all of them here, right? So we have Dr. Stone, great anime, one of the best anime seasons I recommend. Let's go down here. Then we have Sword Art Online coming back. I dropped that thing years ago. It's very popular, but yeah, it's coming back. Of course, Fire Force, also shonen, right, still going. I might even do a video about this on my other channel, but I'm actually quite disappointed in the last episode. Let's be honest. No, I mean, I think Fire Force is pretty good, but I would say one thing. And, normally, I hate everyone is complaining about PC and, oh no, sexy stuff and so on. Obviously, I am maximum hentai, right? So I don't care about that. But I do feel that the Fire Force SJ thing was really bad. I would say it was set up here. I might even do a video about it, because it really disappointed me how blatantly bad it is. When it's he's fighting this guy, he punches him, he flies into the boobs of the girl, then he comes back again, punches him, and he flies into her, kissing her, and it's just what's happening? So yeah, Fire Force, I think that was stupid, and I think it's really stupid, so spoilers here, that he defeated the captain episode 5 or something. Because Fire Force is using the bleach, right? Using the bleach trope of having those captain levels and backloaders and so on, right? But that means that the captain has to be competent, right? Whereas it ruins the whole trope thing there. And then Fire Force threw it out the window immediately. So I don't know. I think it's pretty good shonen anime, but actually, in my opinion, this is the least shonen I'm looking forward to. I'm much more excited about Soma, 7 Days in Zone, right? And of course, My Hero Academia. But anyway. So here we go, of course, we're gonna watch My Hero Academia. This is by far gonna be the most popular anime season. So this list here is wrong. Why is it number 4? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, finally, right? Finally, My Hero Academia is coming back. Let's throw it up here again. I don't want to spoil too much, but this is gonna be the main plot, right? and so on. It's how can you say it, right? My Academia taking the world by stone. It is stone, yeah. Unfortunately, it is probably in USA, I think, in the West, maybe in popular One Piece. Yeah, it is of course the biggest shonen anime after One Piece by far, I think, and in the West probably even bigger, right? At least I think in the US and so on, taking over the sales from like Marvel Comics and so on. Yeah, Spider-Man is dying, right? My Academia is rising. It is an incredibly good anime. Obviously, it's season 4, so I won't go into too much if you haven't seen it, but you should start watching it then from the beginning. But I think everyone is going to be excited. I am very excited. I'm ready here in my, my uniform to join Academia, and I mean, yeah, I am very excited. I'm gonna be so emotional when we get to the whole Mirio, the Tintin part. That really broke me when I read it. So yeah, it's like that's Macadamia was for I read, right? Yeah, but this is probably, I think, of course, why I bought this thing, right? When All Might fights, spoilers then. This spoiler the All Might fight, of course, again, all for one, all for all, that fight, right? Amazing, in my opinion, the best fight last year, which really made me cry. Amazing fight, but I think, without spoiling, if you're read the manga, I'm gonna hype up and say I think there is a better fight that's even more emotional in the next season coming here. Right? It's gonna be an amazing emotional part coming in the next My Academia season. And in my opinion, I don't think this isn't a spoiler, but this is my opinion. So I guess it's a slight spoiler, but very, very minor spoiler, is that Kirishima, Red Riot, has the best backstory. So I'll say what it's about. But I think he has the best backstory, in my opinion, of all the characters. I mean, it is simple, Children's backstory, whatever people. His backstory, in my opinion, is the best backstory, and that's going to be next season. I won't say what it's about, but I think that's the best backstory. It's really, it is amazing. The writing of that is much better than Deku's. It is a much better backstory than Deku's. It's a very, very good backstory. So I think that is one of the most. Seeing his animated backstory. So that backstory is fantastic. And of course also the even better fight is going to come and so on. And it's going to be some fights. But anyway, let's go on. The Vinland Saga, of course. The Viking story, right? Which I, of course, react to every Sunday. And I complain about all the names because they can't say Björn, they can't say Torkel, and they can't say Tor even. Or the worst, of course, Knut, which is not named Kanute, but Knut. So ja, fy fan alltså. They're really bad at I might even do a freaking video one day where I go over each name in the second, how you should pronounce it. Just tell me if you're interested in that, but I will do that one day. But yeah, it's a great anime, of course, from which studio do it. It's a good anime, you should watch it. It's one of the better anime season. So anyways, more shonen animes, right? 7 Deadly Sins, season 3, or some people sometimes count that like half season thing. But anyway, yeah, back to, of course, the best romance of the of the shonen animes. No, but I haven't really told the story in my live reactions of 7 Deadly Sins. But I had to guess, because it was 3 years back. I worked for this guy. He was the art lead too. So he's like, he was the guy that draw everything. He's a big guy into, supposedly a big anime and manga fan and so on, and comic books and so for that. And he hated 7 Deadly Sins. He loved it and hated it. So he watched 7 Deadly Sins. He watched it on Netflix, right? Got into it, loved all the characters. Then he got to the love story. Right, of Ban, which is of course my favorite character. I love Ban. He's a great character. Yeah, got to his backstory, his love, right? The elf love, the fairy love, and then he dropped it immediately. And he come the next day to office and told me, it was like, you're an idiot, how could you recommend this anime? It's disgusting, it's a P anime, yeah. So he was like, it's a disgusting thing, you watch this anime, you're a hentai, you're a creep and so on. I was like, man, she's a 700-year elf. But yeah, so some people take great offense, a little no one guy takes great offense to the love story, but I think it's great. I love, if anything, the love story between Elizabeth and Melona is way creepier. Because he raised her. That's way creepier. That's way creepier than Buzz love story. It's not even the creepiest love story of the anime. But anyway, 7 Deadly Sins, of course, very good anime. Classic shonen anime, right? People are fighting, they're leveling up, and they get more power. It's a very, very shonen. And this season we're gonna get into the kind of the angel backstory, I would say, without covering it too much. Yeah, so we're gonna see kind of the light people, right? Because previously we had all the demons, They're all evil, right? And now we're gonna get to like the evil angels, because of course everyone's evil. Not a big spoiler. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Everyone is evil. But they know they're evil because they wanted him to kill his best friend. So yeah, they were evil. Everyone's evil. Come on. Anyway, let's go on. But yeah, not a great shonen anime coming, right? So much shonen animes, and this could be my. You know how much I love Soma. If you ever seen me, you know how much I love Soma. I was like, Soma. Oh, it's back. It is back. It is sexy time. It is arena time. Of course, best girl is still. There's so many best girls. Who's best girl? I don't know. I give it a read here. But Soma, of course, the anime where they eat food and they have orgasms. Yeah, that is the Soma. Season 4 coming. I have watched this anime since day one. I watched it every week since it started. Of course, each time. One of my absolute favorite shonen animes. I read the manga up to around where we are in the anime right now, actually. So I haven't seen actually how the battle currently ends. So I am very excited to see the fight the suits, right? They're gonna fight the different highest ranked people at the school, right? The different higher ranked, highest, and they have their own combination of the previous ones, and they're gonna do combos, and it is a great. I think right now I feel it's the high point of the anime, right? Because they're all combining with all the strengths and rivalries, and everyone has to so I think it's really good. But anime, Soma, of course, not a great shonen anime, right? So again, so many shonen anime. This is a shonen anime season, right? With all the returning shonen animes, as well with continuation of shonen animes like McClure and so on, that are also still going, right? So yeah, so absolutely hyped shonen season. I know we probably have like 25 isekais coming. But anyway, now that I'm for the new animes, so Assassin's Pride is basically an isekai. This is an isekai, not so I know at least. But I mean, it has the fantasy vibe, right? It's a guy in a fantasy world there to like train a princess, and if she can't like become the strength or like have the right, the right personality, whatever, the right morale, he has to kill her, right? Because that's an assassin. So it is, and then it's a fantasy world, right? And it's some ecchi moments, and it's some, so it is not an isekai per se, but it definitely follows the vibe of an isekai. So I would say this is like a, it's like, in my opinion, this is like a decent anime. I don't know, right? I think it's like, I don't think it's a must watch. I think it might be okay. I feel it's gonna be around like the mediocre 6, 7 out of 10. That's my guess. And yes, of course, also for that matter, subscribe right episode. Subscribe, because in a few, maybe like 2 months from now, of course, doing the yay or nay video where I go over every anime, and I've seen every anime, right? Like 5 episodes of every anime. Then I go over if they're actually all up to par, right? Or if they are much worse, that people say, and so on. And this, I feel, it's probably gonna be like a soft yay anime, where the anime is entertaining, but it's not like the best anime. But it's very like tropey. It sounds like very fast tropey. Of course, we're gonna keep watching horror anime. One of the better horror anime this season, of course, We Never Study. Of course, we have Best Girl that never gets laid. Oh my god. I understand that some people hate her. I mean, I love her. I love Uraka so much. She's an amazing tanned tomboy, ganky beauty, an amazing character. But she also is like, it is very, how to say it? She's ruining her own mode every time, which is almost getting the boy right. And it's really stupid because it's definitely done from the author standpoint to not end the harem, right? It is done to be like, oh, it's still a harem, so we can't have the one of the girl win already. But anyway, so We Never Study recently aired, right? I would say my second favorite shonen horror anime. shonen in my head. Obviously, but I think Quintuplets was the best horror anime so far. This year is a very good horror anime. I really like all the characters. I mean, but this anime is good though. This anime is really good too. I like every character. They're all, like every character in We Never Study, We Never Learn. It's a great character. They are different personality types. They all have their own quirks. They're all hilarious. I think they're all very good. And I would say after my second favorite, actually, put up a bit of image here. I would say that my second favorite after Urika is actually Senpai. Yeah, I like her, the fast Senpai there. Her 40s are dating. I think it's a great anime. It's not on the level, in my opinion, of the classic horror map like Love Hina, Tension Moyo, and so on. Green, Gross Prophecy, and so on. But I think it's, for example, it's superbly much better than what's it called again? Like, Would You Love a Hentai If She's Cute, for example, that's airing right now. That, in my opinion, is like a pretty bad horror anime because all the girls is one-dimensional in their fetish, and the relationship with the main character isn't really fun and so on. I think here the main character has more personality, and the interaction between them are much more funny, and also it's way sexier, way sexier, way better sex to one, yeah. But anyway, that's a pretty good anime, and I think we could tackle it next season, I think. And then the Isekai starts. Isekai starts. Oh, there's gonna be like 10 Isekais every damn season. This is what they do. They used to do Isekais. With my crying aqua. With my crying aqua gif. This is just what I feel every time every season when I do it. I feel like I'm so tired of it all. I was just like, this is how I feel almost every time. It's like my aqua is like, you know, every time I feel like it's just so much Isekai. I do love Isekai though, and Konosuba still is my favorite anime of all time. Still is, right? And I'm coming to, as I mentioned earlier, I'm coming to the new anime from the same author. But I think this one sounds pretty good though. I'm a little afraid because it's from White Fox and they were involved in doing Arifurata, which is like the worst Isekai ever. Yeah, Arifurata is so bad, right? The CG, the anime is just so bad. I won't talk about Arifurata here because I can rant about that for hours. But the best thing with Arifurata is that it's so cheap. The CG they're using in Arifurata, I can do that, okay? I'm not like I have done some lighting works in my life, but I'm not like a modeler. I really don't work with the graphical stuff of, you know, development, but I could easily do that stuff that they're doing. I could do it in like one day or two. Like, it's really easy. It's really boring crabs that have like no lighting effects. They have no, it's like one skin tone, and it is horrible. Like in real life, your hand has more than one color, right? Look at your hand. Look at my hand, right? Look at my hand there. Like, it has, you know, it's white, and then it's a little, you know, red on the knuckle, right? And like that is a real hand, right? A real hand has several color layers, different blood veins, so on, right? But if you look at Arifurata from White Fox, then my hand would be like a one white frame, right? It would be one same white color. It wouldn't be any other difference in it, and that doesn't make any sense. So immediately you watch Arifurata, you know that it's uncanny, not really uncanny valley, it's more like it's really ugly. You know that it's not reality. You know this is super ugly CG, and it's definitely it's not uncanny valley, but it's uncanny. It's like reverse uncanny valley. But you know this is definitely not a human. It's like uncanny valley when you don't know if it's like is this sex robot a real robot or is it an actual human? Yeah. But Arifurata is immediately you know that is not reality, yeah. But anyway, this anime, I like the premise a lot, but I am worried. I'm saying right now, I am worried that White Fox, because again, right, it really ruined Arifurata. Even if they didn't do it only as two different companies on Arifurata, but still, that is a massive minus, right? But anyway, so Kona Yusha ga Ora Tuksune Suguru is about. How I say, a really OP main character, right? As in most Isekai these days. How to Slim Demon Law, right? And so on, right? So it's classic. Or Arifurata, yeah. OP main character. But he gets massive paranoia. He's a massive paranoia guy. They can't go out and fight. He has to do like 25,000 exercises. He have an image over here. Yeah, he can't like do anything properly. He's always like, you know, I have to do push-ups, I have to do this thing, I'm fighting a level 1 slime, but I better do this thing, right? And that is driving the poor girl, summon him insane, right? He's like, just go kill it! Just go and kill the slime, right? I think this sounds like a very promising premise. Reminds me of Castle Online, but premise-wise, it reminds me in a way, right? Because it's like, you know, we have the OP main character, but it's a twist, right? Instead of having his mom with him, he's like super afraid of everything, right? Or like cautious, but I would call it paranoia, right? But anyways, he's crazily afraid of everything, even though he's OP. Instead of just going in and being like OP. So he's more like, oh, maybe I have to do this thing first, yeah. So I think it's interesting. I think it's gonna be a funny parody anime, probably the Konosuba vibe on it. And of course, as you can see the image there, is the, you know, the summoner, right? The god is summoned him, and also a bunch of other like big-breasted elf girls and some nice, like, I don't know, like a almost naked woman and so on. So it's a horror anime, come on. Basically, it's a fantasy horror anime, as always, right? It's like a freaking, he's coming to a new universe, he's gonna meet a lot of sexy girls, right? Some naughty elf girl, maybe some sexy spider girl, who knows, yeah. As every time, right? So that's gonna be pretty interesting. But I like the premise. Fairy Gone, I have watched the whole season 1, okay? And I regret my life. It's not a very good anime. It's, I probably won't pick it up. I probably should have dropped it even during season 1. I felt I was gonna drop it every now and then. I was thinking, like, should I drop it? But then sometimes it was pretty interesting every now and then. But I won't sit here and review it too much. But I would say this thing. Fairy Gone, it is the classic Japanese tactical role-playing game anime, right? So JRPG is a genre in gaming. So for example, FF Tactics, Disgaea, Fort Mission, one of my favorites, Valkyria Chronicles, those kind of games, right? And in those games, you have your people of your army, you go and fight some other country, right? And between that, you have a lot of storylines. It's a very political drama. There's a lot of storyline going back and forth, right, between different countries, traitors, and so on. So these kind of animes, for example, Grandma's last year, following the same system and so on, they are very, very based on that Japanese role-playing, tactical role-playing game formula, right? You have a war, you start with this country, you have more war, you get a big country, someone is betraying you, and so on, right? So they also have those tropes, right? But the problem then, when you do anime of these kind of games, so to speak, this kind of the formula, is that without playing it, without having that map, I think in particular, it's hard to follow it, right? It's hard to follow it. When I watched Fairy Gone, and they're using all these like made up European country names, so this basically is in Europe, but instead of being named like Germany, it's like Germania, right? Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's pretty easy. And then it's like, oh, we're going to, I don't know, Belfast. And it's like, Belfasto Largo. And it's like, yeah, that's probably Belfast. Yeah, so it's kind of like that, right? And they have all these, like, they're mostly in like East Europe, I think. So they're mostly around like Prague and, yeah, and so on. And it's like, Budapest, and it's called like Buddha, Dark, etc. Something like that, yeah. And it's hard to remember it, because why don't you have it like in a real world with magic would be easier, but not having that map, not having like here's a fight now, and then they jump over here's a fight now, and they don't show you the traversity between it. They don't show you the army sizes. I think a massive problem in Fairy Gone is one is that when one of the traitors, or spoilers, that is a traitor scene. When one of those traitor scenes is happening, you are not explained to you as a viewer how big is his army. So one guy's gonna betray them, and they don't explain, like, okay, he has like 10 guys, or like a 10 billion guys. They don't explain at all for the viewer how big his vassal state was, right? It makes no sense. But if you play that game with like Fairy Gone, you always know exactly, he's betraying me, he has like 30,000 blah, blah, blah. You know exactly pretty much how much that means in the storyline, because you're following all of the numbers and a lot of min-maxing and so on. Without having that, it's gone, right? For example, I think that Sacred Beast does it way better this season. Sacred Beast is much better. It's zoom out, shows a map, and there's a little more details. Then it's focusing much more on the characters, though. But even in the beginning of Sacred Beast, they did that much better. Fairy Gone, very confusing anime to watch, I feel, in sense. Or you just kind of have to assume all the stuff. I don't know the impact. So anyway, I'm not gonna drop it here, but I probably will do with Fairy Gone personally. Is that I probably will let it finish, and then I watch the whole anime. I binge it probably like a one Sunday, right, when it's out. That's probably do. But yeah, Fairy Gone, I'm always inclined to do it in red here. Almost inclined to like put it in red but I think I probably will watch it when it's over. But I would not recommend it, like, honestly. So anyway, Psycho-Pass, a very classic, popular anime. I would say season 3, not in the top here. I don't feel I'm going into it, but it's a very psychological thriller anime. Season 3, of course, which I feel is hard anime to explain, but a good anime. I'm gonna watch it. I probably won't react to it, but I'm gonna be watching it. Maybe react to it, maybe. But more isekai animes. Ooh. Isekai animes. It's so much isekais. You know how it is. It's isekais. It's always isekais. It's we have to build up isekai quartet, right? Shizero, 2 and 3, yeah. So this is yet another isekai anime. In this anime, in Shuri Isekai, It's named Isekai. Demo Yohei de Ikano Yodesu. It's named Isekai, right? So in this Isekai anime, it is basically 7 OP characters, and they're all being, transported into another world, and they're really good at it. Or something, yeah, they're amazing at it, and they're gonna fight or something. Honestly, this I feel is I think it's probably, in my opinion, there's several isekais, right? There's like 5 isekais this season, and in my opinion, and obviously I'm correct, in my opinion, this is the least most top isekai season. In my opinion, honestly, this might be a good anime, but I feel that all the older isekais that I've been talking about here are better. Probably are better. I think the other 2 ones with the female characters are interesting. Obviously, Konosuba's creator is much more interesting, and I think that the paranoid hero also interesting. Yeah. So here, I mean, this is basically the classic, right? We're summoning the overpowered main character, but it also are 6 other main characters. They're all overpowered, and they're overpowered in each different genius. They are each amazing at one thing each, right? And then you can use the power in the isekai world. So I don't know. It doesn't sound very certain to me. It sounds very, very isekai. It sounds very OP isekai. We watched it. It was 3 episodes till it goes, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think it's probably been one of the weaker. Why did it start working? Interesting. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Another Fate, of course. So I think the Fates are pretty good. But personally, I'm just like, man, Fate things, I'm so out of it. So it's probably good. This Fate, but I'm so out of it. Anyway, next harem anime, and the storyline for Urawasoki Nanome Dakeo Kyo is basically hentai. Yeah, it's the hentai anime. What's it called again? Yeah, this anime. It's this anime again. It's wouldn't you love a hentai girl if she's cute something? It is the exact same premise basically. It's like one guy, and then all the girls wants to fuck him, and they confess to him and so on. It's probably better than hentai, because the anime was really, in my opinion, which is obviously correct again, but in my opinion, the anime was really bad. I think it was one of the worst horror anime I've ever seen in my life. This anime down here, with this man down here, yeah, that anime I think is incredibly weak. But it had a very, very similar premise, extreme similar premise. One guy, the girl, I want to have sex with you, basically, right? He's like, oh baby, yeah, horror girl. And he's gonna get a lot of, he's gonna get a lot of pantsu in his face, basically, and it's hopefully better hentai, than would love a hentai. But it's very similar. The girls really wants him, right? They are less, of course, perverted, so it's a little more normal. And we have to see if I would say, we have to see how they are and so on. The premise, I feel, is a little weak in that sense. Maybe because I grew up and I loved Tenshinmoyo so much, but I love the whole alien girls, monster girl. Yeah, what is my monster music? It's true. I want monster music, right? I want my Jisunu Watashi and so on. I like that more. There's another horror anime coming later here as well in the list that I feel is more interesting, because it is again the monster girls. It is like the Rosario vampire and so on. So I think those are more interesting in my opinion. Okay, if you have like 10 girlfriends, would you rather have one lizard girlfriend, one dragon girlfriend, one harpy girlfriend and so on, instead of just having 10 humans, right? At least have like one tan girlfriend, one Gairu, one Yankee. At least have different like that. At least have different Moe types. Here they all look basically the same. It's like, yeah, they're schoolgirls. Okay. And Azur Lane, this will probably be I would say this are usually pretty weak. Like, this is one of these many animes where they make an anime based on a game, and the game is usually like an iPhone or like an Android game, right? A handheld game, and so you have all these characters that you play in that game, which means you have to show all the characters right. You should have big boobies and so on. So usually they're quite attractive, at least, right? And it's based on like this specific game. If you haven't played the game, you probably won't be very interested. I'm gonna watch this anime, but I very much doubt it's gonna be one of the better season, considering it. But I think it's gonna be a pretty weak anime. You have to play the games, and if you have played the games, will it be a good storyline? Probably not, because those games are made right for gacha systems. So they make it be repeated, they make it be, circle around, right? I work with this a lot in my real life, so I work with this a lot, yeah, and they're made to be repetitive, right? So there is no, like, really strong backstory for the characters in this anime to build on, except kind of the character itself. So we will see, but I think it's gonna be a pretty bad anime. And then of course Grand Blue is the same thing. Grand Blue is the exact same thing again, exact same thing again, based on a game, what I just mentioned, right? But the Grand Blue I think is pretty good actually. I liked, for example, this is another game though, but I also have the fighting game, right? I got the fighting game, or I have it, but I got the beta since I streamed the fighting game and so I wanted to play a lot of fighting games competitively. So I got that from the developer, from Artisan Works, which was great. And that game is really beautiful. It's a really fun game to play. Very good game. I would say that the lack of that game though is the characters. They only have like, this is the beta though, we don't have like 6 playable characters, and I think they have like maybe 10 or so when it's out, so it's a very few characters, that's a very few character pool. But yeah, like that game looks amazing. I think Grand Blue in the anime is amazing, and so on. So this is, as I just mentioned, basically the same issue that Azur Lane has, but I think Grand Blue, at least as season 1 and the games and so on, the latest game, they look amazing. So at least visually, it is very, very impressive. So I think, like, compare these two animes, Grand Blue and Azur Lane, I think Grand Blue is going to be a lot better. I've seen season 1, 2%, which I thought it was good. So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot better in Azur Lane. But otherwise, have the exact same issues. And then we have No Guns Life. Okay, so this is an interesting anime. It's a very interesting anime, and I like the whole premise. So, first of all, if you're going by studio here, it's not by Madhouse, okay? Madhouse, they did, they did, well, yeah, they did, of course, my god, I'm too emotional. They, of course, did, no, Sora Yora, god damn it, get out of head, Sora Yora, of course, no place, Place for the Universe, which is, like, the best, or one of the best animes last year. An amazing anime, basically, right? Of course, they did like One Punch Man and so on. So Madhouse is an amazing studio, right? They've done so many good animes. I feel almost every anime they do is really good, yeah. Well, Madhouse is fantastic. So we have that Madhouse. No Guns, No Life. It's about an ex-soldier, as I mentioned here, and the guy has a head. Is it a gun? his gun. His head is a gun, yeah, and that's crazy. But I find it's interesting. Okay, it's interesting. The character can see smoke though from his gun head. It's interesting the art they're using. It has like a CG uncanny value over it, but I think Madhouse can deliver on it because it's Madhouse, right? I think this might be one of the best anime this season. So I have the thumbnail. I think it's a very interesting anime. It's some weird. It's probably dark. It's seinen. It's gonna be a little more. He's gonna be pissed off having no memories and having having the gun in his hand. So, but I think this is gonna be one of the best animes. In my opinion, this is probably a top 10 anime next season. Probably. I think, I have high hopes for this anime. Very high hopes. So in that sense too, I only read chapter 1 of the manga, so I didn't want to get spoiled. So I didn't read it to. I read it now. This is one of the animes that I looked into the least, because I don't want to know what it's going to be about, because I look forward to it a lot. So I was like, yeah, this is great. Okay, let's go with it. Here, more Isekai. Yay, more Isekai. This though I think is better than I had previously. So this is about the girl that she is, how I say it, she's gonna die, right, being reincarnated, but not be OP. So in Watashi Norioka wo Hikashi da Itayone, she desired to be like a normal girl or something. So it's interesting premise wise it is. She's not OP because her dream is to not be OP. She is goddamn tired of all those goddamn annoying animes, right, where everyone is so OP. So she's like, I won't be OP. So that's interesting. And also interesting because we have this one and the bookworm coming soon here. There are a few new animes here with a female main character of isekais, right, which usually are a male though. So this is the two. Mike is more aspect and so on, yeah. But I think this one is gonna be one of the better isekai animes. I won't say it's like super. I'm feeling like 100% it's gonna be the great isekai, but I feel I'm somewhere in the middle here. Right? I'm definitely not used. I'm probably put it on watching. I probably at least watch like half the season and see if it's good or not. It looks really good to me at least. I think it's interesting. It's a little more. I wouldn't say slice of life, but it's more comedy though. It's not like it's not that R0 going out there, murdering people, having a ram that kills you every week, right? Put a ram up there. Isekais, yeah. It's not that, right? It's not that kind of anime. It's more comedy, light-hearted, I would say. Light-hearted. But I think it looks great. But I'm actually more interested in the next anime coming up. And, how have I seen this thing? Väl Love. Yeah, Väl X Love. So it's a horror anime. Yet another horror anime. But I think I would like this more than horror anime because it's like supernatural. They have some, they're still. I mean, I prefer horror animes when they're non-human, right? I prefer them. When they are more horror, like when they are beasts, right? Like yeah. And yes, I will absolutely watch 7 Deadly Sins season 3 and all shonen animes, basically. All the shonen animes, yeah. We didn't watch it earlier there, but yeah, we're gonna watch, of course, 7 Deadly Sins season 3 when it comes to the alien stuff. I think they're in the backstory now, right? Maybe I should watch the anime to refresh myself. But yeah, I did of course react to all the episodes for that matter. I said earlier, but I did of course react to all the episodes of season 2, right? Of 7 Sins. Of course we're gonna react of course to next season as well. But yeah, and of course Ban's the best character. But how would I say, Väl Love is like, I feel it's a little disappointing because they have a supernatural anime. And I was like, man, they're all kind of human, yeah, have a horn and so on. But I want them to be a little more. I prefer, Monster Musume and so on, yeah. Give the girls some legs and so on. Kind of like that. I've been considering. And Radiant, though, oh my god, this is I forget myself. This is the only shonen. It's not even called short up there, but it's always a shonen anime. This is the only shonen anime that I'm not gonna watch next season because. I watch Radiant, and my cousins even really Radiant because they live in. Because I have a lot of family in Brussels, so my French is okay, I guess. And yeah, like my cousins and so on, my grandma, they don't speak French, right? So my cousins then they even read Radiant because they're French comic, right? So they even read it as they do there. So I wanted to like it. I wanted to love this anime. I was like, man. New shonen anime. I know, these young kids I know, they love this anime, they love the book. Let's watch it. But I loathed this anime. Episode like 6 or 7, I dropped it. Season 1. It was horrible in my opinion. It was one of the worst shonen I've seen in my life. It is incredibly tropey. And we're talking like worse than the Clover tropey, where it's just like so incredible, predictable what's gonna happen. And it's just, it was really boring. It was quite predictable. Exactly, his glove sealing him off and all of that, so predictable. And after that, after the whole, that thing happened. And I've been lost of words how much I disliked the anime, honestly, because it's like, nothing happens. They have a filler episode like 6 or 7 are fillers. The fillers were horrible. Like Black Clover had, and I remember I compared it to Black Clover because Black Clover also had really bad fillers in the beginning, right? Really bad fillers. So they both had like bad fillers in the beginning, early episodes. But in Black Clover, and the reason why, obviously, episode 100 coming into the month, yeah. In Black Clover, I immediately felt that there's a lot of potential here, okay? In Black Clover, like, man, I hating his voice, but I love this, the premise here. I can see the amazing potential of Black Clover immediately. Episode 1, it's like this storyline. It's like Gustave from the 2 mixed with like Naruto. It's not very tropey, right? It's Ichigo and so on. There's all the tropes there, but I can see the formula working here. Radiant, it's just like, oh, this kid can use magic, and then it was so boring immediately, and the fillers were even worse than the Black Clover fillers. So I immediately dropped it when the fillers started because it couldn't even make the fillers funny. I mean, I watched Naruto when Naruto was airing and had 2 years of filler. I still kept watching Naruto, and I guess I kind of hated half the episodes. But man, in Naruto fillers, they had the guy training thing. Lee wants to have sex with Naruto and so on. They made the filler, the ramen filler episode. They made the fillers fun to some degree. The favorite one, of course, is when Naruto becomes Ino, and it's like a Futanari Naruto running out Ino and like his P. Well, they made the fillers funny to some degree, at least. It is some of them, but Radiant, man, they were really boring and really silly. God. That was the most disappointing anime last year. But yeah, Ucha Musume, Uchiniku. I think it's a really adoring anime. I think the biggest thing for me, honestly, is every time she says Deilu. That's the biggest thing for me. No, but seriously, it's just one thing. Obviously, I'm biased because I love his voice as Bakugo. Nobuyoki, what's his name now? Nobuyoki Otomi. Oh, what's his name? Yeah, the voice actor who does Bakugo. He's doing Dale right in Ucha Musume. So that's my biggest takeaway. Honestly, with Musume, he's amazing. I really love his voice as Bakugo. It's my favorite voice last year. In Bakugo's Cry scene last year. Very biased, but still though. And he is really good in Ucha Musume. But always Ucha Musume. It's a good anime, but it definitely has a little bit like it's how do I say it? I think it's good, but it's not going anywhere. I feel right. Like the main plot is like there's no main plot, right? It's just a cute anime. Here's an anime I hope it's gonna be kind of that horror anime I want, right? Here's an anime that I hope is gonna be the horror anime I want. So as I mentioned earlier, we do have whatever it's called up there, right? But it's a very similar to, of course, Rosario Vampire, which I think is one of my favorite horror animes. A very good horror anime, and this is very, very similar. So basically, a boy suddenly starts at like a horror school, right? He is 14 and somewhat horny. And he's gonna be surrounded by, a sexy vampire and sexy cat girl and so on. you know what I'm talking about, yeah. He's gonna be surrounded by, the pussies, yeah. And it's a horror comedy anime, right? Yeah. It's probably won't be the best anime this last season. I don't think it will be at all. But I think it has that, in my opinion, a little more interesting harem tropes, right? With the sexy vampire and sexy ice girl or sexy witch girl or and so on, succubus and so on. So it's more like that. So I think it might be interesting, but it's not gonna be the best anime. Obviously not. This probably won't be. It's better than we never learn, we never study. Probably not. But the anime actually has a very well written cat, I think. But I think it's gonna beat the other horror animes next season. In my opinion, I think it's gonna beat the other horror animes. Probably will. Generally though, it's very, very similar to Rosario Vampire, I would say. At least the base premise is, one guy suddenly a lot of sexy demon girls and so on, yeah. And here it comes though. Here it comes! Aqua, she's back! Here it comes. This is by far, and I wish it was higher ranked, right? I'm spoiling here for you guys, but spoiling. This is the anime you should watch out for. This is the anime you should be hyped about. I feel if we ignore if we're gonna ignore the Shonen, My Hero Academia and so on. If you're ignoring the obvious contenders, let's throw up everything in here. So okay, this is the anime I am most excited about, honestly, except all all the shonen animes, except Soma. I love Soma, right? 17 so on, and of course My Academia, right? And of course One Piece, yeah. Except all of that, the most obvious shonen stuff. This is my number one anime by far, Hatage Keme no Michi. So obviously I still revere Konosuba, right, as the greatest. God damn, my shade is stuck here. God damn it, get down, Shane, ruining my live streams. Okay, there we go. You still down a bit. Okay. Obviously, yes, Aqua! Yes, of course. Konosuba, greatest comedy anime in history of anime. Hands down, in my opinion. And I'm kidding, not opinion. In everyone's opinion, it is the best anime ever. Konosuba, of course, the great masterpiece of mankind. And the movie is coming up soon now with Megumi's hometown and so on. I can't wait more for that shit. But yes, so Konosuba, again, greatest thing ever. This anime is then written, not drawn. He's a novelist, right? It's not written by, but it's written by Natsume Akatsuki, which is the same person the same genius that has given us Konosuba, right? With Aqua, Darkness, Megumi, and Kazuma, right there. Which obviously is usually the highest ranked isekai anime ever, right? Yeah, usually on all lists, so it usually wins. It deserves to win. Yeah, it is the best shit ever. And this anime then is his next isekai anime. So if I haven't made it clear yet, yeah, we're getting another isekai anime from the same person, Konosuba. For me, that alone is like, holy shit, this is gonna be the best anime. It's like because it is the best freaking isekai, hands down. Yeah, best isekai anime. So that alone should be enough to make you definitely watch this anime. But what it's about then? It's about a wrestler guy. You know, he's summoned to another world. It is isekai. Even if it is isekai, really, of course. But he immediately is angry against the Prince Thomasin. Because in this world, she wants to kill the beast. All beasts are... There's no pets in this world. He's a pet lover. And the prince is like, please go and defeat, you know, the evil beast. So he's immediately German suplexes the princess. He German suplexes the princess, right? He beats the crap out of the princess. Breaks her up, right? Yeah, you see her pantsu in the image here. But he breaks her, show her pantsu. And afterwards he's like, screw you. I am not gonna defeat the beast in this isekai world. I am gonna create a beautiful pet place and, you know, and raise some beautiful pets, right? And of course, it's gonna be a huge amount of sexy, you know, like half wolf girls and cat girls and so on. So it's basically like a horror anime in a way, right? And he's obviously gonna try to save the universe. He's trying to, I don't know, charm all the beasts, all this horror something. It is an animal lover, Gensu with all the, you know, the half animal, half humans, right? The human also he can F, right? Yeah, it is. Oh my god, it's brilliant. It is brilliant. The premise is brilliant. It's always written by the greatest idiots ever. So this is gonna be the shit, guys. It's gonna be the shit. And again, the image there, right? If you haven't seen it, you haven't read it, one of the greatest, most classic anime ever is, of course, Great Teacher Onizuka. It's an amazing manga and anime. A wonderful story that old people like me have read. I have the whole manga. I even have the younger years, the manga when he's a teenager before the sensei. Which are also very, very good. It's trying to get laid on Okinawa. But yeah, that is at the rush. That is going around trying to get laid by older women and so on. It is so good. But anyway, that anime starts with him German suplexing the principal, right? The vice principal. So you know that if the main character German suplex someone in the beginning, he's a badass freaking main character. Because everyone knows that the German suplex is the greatest martial art move ever. And the whole reason when I was 15, 14, and I kept training on my German suplex, because I trained a lot, was because I read GTO. I was like, I have to learn to be able to do it. So still, when I go to the gym, just yesterday, I still keep training my German suplex, right? So what I do is that I pull weights, and I have them down, so I have to put them in my back, and I used to do like a, then I go down in, you know, in the German suplex form, while pulling like 100 kilogram weights. I do it like that to train my back muscle, right? It's so freaking big, you guys. So yeah, I can do the German suplex. I even did it once at a university exhibition match that I was like 20 the latest time for people. Yeah, so German suplex is the greatest martial art move ever, at least visually. You know, if the main character is he is gonna be the best main character ever. Basically, it's just me. But yeah, this is my number one. Absolutely my number one anime. Let's make it freaking blue. Screw it. Okay, whatever. Now my number one. Babylon. I got no idea, honestly. It's like a thriller novel. This is one of those animes where you're like, this is probably pretty good. And then it's gonna be like a thriller twist. And I feel all these animes, I haven't seen them of course, but I feel all these kind of animes with the same premise here are all surrounded around the same issue, that is the twist in the end good or not? Like, this anime, I'm being a little judgmental here, but I think they have the exact same thing. We have the cops, they're investigating stuff, right? There is some mystery in it, who's doing it, who's the murderer, you know the whole thing, right? Who's, you know, the political scandal, and then it's always gonna be like, how is it ending? I think it's like another for me. Another best for me in my opinion. I want to spoil another, but I hated how it ended. I loved another until I saw the last episode. I hated it. I hated it, yeah, because the twist was so stupid. That is the anime for me. Skipping it, music anime, which I found was very lacking. Whatever, let's go on. Oh, here we go. The furry anime. So obviously, we have to watch this anime. It looks pretty bad, honestly, in my opinion. But you know, a lot of furries. I mean, obviously more into traps, and I'm more a trap lover, but a furry trap lover, though. A kimono trap, that is some good shit, though. So yeah, Beastars. The name Beast is there. This is a furry anime, and yeah, they're very, very furry. I mean, here's like full furry, not that. I mean, I want to judge your fetish, but I mean, for me, I much more prefer the pet isekai furry sense, where the furry girl is more like a girl with really big titties, bunny ears, still a human face though, right? And maybe some fur, yeah. I still prefer that, if you go up a bit again, if you look at this image here, I still prefer these kind of furries, right? Where the girl is like, I mean, in my opinion, in my fetish, in my more correct fetish, it's like these kind of furries, they are like more human, but they have some traits of animals. I found, in my humble opinion, a little sexier than these kind of like, come on, scroll. Okay, scrolling. Then these, they're like full on animal morphic. Yeah, for me it's a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I compared these two here. Right? Like, who would you smash? I shouldn't have the. Okay, let's move Sony Fox so we don't have too much here. Who would you smash? Like there again. Who would you smash? Like, yeah, like I think most of us would smash the right one. Well, the other one is yeah, the right one. Also the right one. But yes, anyway, Beastars, it is very, very furry. It's it's kind of like Zootopia, right? Which I actually like. I think it's a great movie, by the way. Yeah, it's a great movie. But what I feel Beastar has a problem with, honestly, and it's not the furry stuff. It's not the furry stuff. It is not the furry stuff, honestly. I can live with that. I feel the storyline, and it's kind of like a CG thing. So I don't think they look very good when I watch this anime. I mean, I'm watching it because it's very, very furry. I have to watch it. But it's I'm not super into how they are like animating the characters. Also not my opinion, but in my professional perspective of doing graphics, I think that it looks pretty bad. The trailers and so on of this anime. I don't like how they're doing it. I don't like how they're like making the light effect, how they shine again and so on. So that, in my opinion, professional opinion in this sense, makes it look a little more, it's not Arifurata level, okay? It's not Arifurata level of bad CG, but it's going in that direction where I feel like I would much rather have if the furries of Beastar were much more Uncanny Valley. So I'm like, ooh, I don't know, is that bunny girl real or not? Ooh, man, I'm getting some action down here. I would much more prefer that than having them too much, oh, this is like very, very CG. I can clearly see this bunny girl isn't real. So how could I smash her then, right? Yeah, it's a little bit like that. And I feel that's a big issue with this anime, in my opinion. Very big so. And from the graphical standpoint alone. And then the storyline, it is some kind of like, I don't know, thriller detective drama, which doesn't seem overly interesting. I think I would prefer something like Uma Musume or something, where it's like, there's just a lot of furries living in a furry world, and there's lots of life, something like that. I probably prefer more. I think it, with their animation style and that storyline, it doesn't really look very flowy or very like emotional good. I thought it makes sense of it, but it's like I don't think it can't be very action packed because the animation style they're using can't handle that, basically. So I don't know. That is true. Hoshinokuni is amazing. That's a freaking masterpiece. Hoshinokuni, of course, is the best anime 2 years, 17, yeah. So that's true though. Maybe they can do it. But I felt it looked kind of weird. I think that Hoshinokuni though, in not their defense, Hoshinokuni had help with that the girls, or yeah, the non-gender specific diamonds, but for me they look more female but male, but whatever. The no gender specific minerals in, but diamond is best girl though, in Hoshinokuni. I think it helps them a lot though that those characters have their, their hard hair. It's like, a crystallized. So I think it works better there. When I see this furry stuff, I was like, I don't know. It's like it's obviously a much better. It's not Alpharata, of course. Don't get me wrong again, right? It's not Alpharata. Alpharata is beyond shitty, right? It looks 10 times, billion times better than Alpharata, but it's giving me that feeling where it's like it's both furries and not the best CG in my opinion. And it's like, man, they look so not Uncanny Valley, right? I want to be able to get a hard on for every character, right? That's the horror range, right? Yeah, but I think Hoshikuno is way better. We will see. We have to watch it. Yeah, because it's interesting. It's very anthropomorphic. It's interesting. It's very, very furry, but it's like, yeah, Hoshikuni looks a lot better. But I think also Hoshikuni, again, it helps them so much that Hoshikuni characters, they feel they could be CG. Like, they could be real and still be CG. These are animals, so they have to be more... It's kind of like the new Lion King movie. That movie is ugly as shit, yeah. But anyway, this is from production IG, so I am excited from that alone though. Here for Kabukicho is probably how you say it, right? Sherlock. Kabuki, no, that can't be. I want to say Kabuki, that's a word, a Kabuki title, but Kabukicho. I'm trying. I'm probably butchering. I'm trying to not butcher the name. I'm like, Kabuki is one. Kabukicho, probably. Yeah, Kabukicho. Yeah, whatever. It's Prussian Nagi, right? They do a lot of good stuff, like Haiku and a lot of sport animes, right? Haiku, Ballroom, Run with the Wind, all amazing good sport animes. So that's what when I hear Prussian Nagi, I think of the sport animes primarily, definitely in my head. But this is more like a mystery, drama, thriller anime again, though, in the classic kind of like some kind of Tokyo, but not really Tokyo. It's like kind of in the future with some mystery, So I think it's gonna be a good anime. It is hard to say. Actually, no. Okay, damn, it's the wrong button. Whatever. It's not okay. But yeah, hard to say. It's original, so you can't really watch it. But Pressure G is really good, so this should be green here, and I won't bother with it to But yeah, it's probably gonna be good anime. But I am a little like, I don't know. And also, sometimes I feel I've seen too many of these, Neo Tokyo. We're so in the future of Tokyo, but it's still kind of Tokyo. But they have maybe they have vampires or something. Yeah, it's like I've seen that like 50 times by now. So I don't know, who knows. And this is like, I love sport anime, okay? I'm a huge sport anime fan guy. Ice Shield is my favorite anime of sport animes. And yes, I did love the Ice Shield reference in Court of the Stone last week. That was really good. But I don't know. Kuroko no Basket, it's probably one of, by far the best sport animes. In my opinion, the second or third best sport anime. Because I love one outs. I like one outs more than I like Kuroko no Basket, but I don't consider one outs a sport anime. They're playing baseball, but it's not sport anime. It's like I don't count it as a sport. That's my gambling anime. It's more kaji, right? So probably my number 2. So this anime here, Airu no Sora, has to fight with Kuroko, right? It's like hands. That's how it works, right? This anime here is a basketball anime. I will compare it constantly to Kuroko no Basket. There is no other way I can look at it. Yeah, they have power definitely in Kuroko no Basket. Yeah. It's like, I can always do a 3-pointer no matter where I stand. That's a pretty good power example in Kuroko no Basket. But I consider it. I do love sport anime. I would definitely watch the anime. I think it has the underdog storyline though, like Hayaku, right? The main character, say here, he's short, he's weak, he's a new guy. He's a very underdog storyline. So it's very, very sport anime. And if there is one thing you can see with sport anime and Hollywood, like the West stuff they do, right, in America particularly, it's very, very same tropes, right? There's always the underdog, the bullet kid fighting to get recognition. He's like running away from bullets. He's fast, They have the same storyline almost always. The premise, the basic principle of the main character is the same actually in both Japanese and American sports stuff, right? Almost always. And here again, it's a short, weak, new kid that no one likes pretty much, right? But he loves basketball. He's gonna play it. So I think we know how it's gonna start, right? I think we know how it's gonna start. He's gonna get some cool friends in the basketball club, and they're gonna be his new buddies and protect him from bullets and so on. I think we all know how it's gonna, how it's gonna go, right, in the beginning at least. So we have to see how it's gonna go. Maybe it's better than Kuroko. I doubt it, because Kuroko is a freaking masterpiece. It is by far one of the best sport anime, right? I do actually love Slam Dunk too, though. So, but they're very different, yeah. So we will see. I'll give it a chance, and we will see if it's good or not. But I think it's gonna be. It sounds to me it's very tropey. Except the one is the same thing as ours, right? So we will see how it goes afterwards. And here, though, this is actually one of the. Maybe this is my number 2 actually sport anime. Oh, sorry, sport anime. Isekai, Isekai anime, sport anime. Isekai anime. So the little bookworm girl, yeah. Very long name, so it's Isekai because you can barely say the name. So Honsuki no Gikukodye Shishu no Naru Tameva Shudan wo Erandaramasen. Erandaramasen. That's a hard name to say. Erandaramasen. That's probably bookworm in Japanese. It's an isekai, yeah, it's an isekai. The name, I can't even say the name. So you know it's an isekai because I can't even pronounce the name. I mean, Honsuki no Gikukodye Shishu no Naru Tameva Shudan wo. And then it's like this word, I've never seen the word before. I know this anime is, in English is like, blah blah blah, the bookworm, So I'm guessing this last word here has to be the bookworm in Japanese. I've never seen the word before, but I think it's pronounced Eranderamasen. The last word is masen. Eranderamasen. It's an incredibly long name. My camera is covering the name. It's an incredibly long name. There is the name there. Eranderamasen. Incredibly long. But yeah, isekai animes, but they're like, in English, it's gonna be, the story of the book girl worm trying to rebuild the world with books. Yeah, in English, it's gonna be an even longer title, right? Because they're gonna expand it more. But I think this is probably the best isekai after obviously Konosuba isekai. Yeah, after obviously Beast Tamer Harem isekai. When German suplexing guy, he is clearly number 1. But Ginso there. But yeah, this I think is interesting. It's a little girl. She loves reading books. She's gonna be transported into a parallel universe, an isekai. And in this world, she is gonna discover the ordinary books, right? And she loves reading books. So the goal is more to get, how would I say it, the literature in the world. She wants to create literature and so on. I do feel the trailer aren't that strong either, but I feel the trailer is more like, I think the premise here is more interesting. It's not gonna be, how to not summon Demon Lord. It's like an explosion. It's not gonna be that kind of Mega Mean. This is more like down. Sense of life, maybe. Yeah, something like that. But I think it's interesting. It is more. She has a clear agenda, which I like. So it's not it's not complete sense of life, even though it seems to be more comedy sense of life than an actual adventure. But it's the agenda isn't I have to defeat the even Demon Lord. The agenda is I wanna write books. So it sounds very cute, kind of like a Eurocamp thing. It's kind of nice. Sit to watch it. You don't care that much, right? So I think it's gonna be one of the better isekai anime, and it's coming in 2 days. It says here, which I guess is probably a prequel episode without it's like there without OP and all. I'm not reading it, but I see it says down in text even. It's gonna come probably episode 1, right? Yeah, without OP and ED, the classic the way it's do sometimes. Yeah, so definitely I would definitely do a reaction to that then. Is that on Monday? Let's see, Tuesday next week. Yeah, so probably Wednesday, Thursday next week. You probably do a reaction to it. I want to see episode 1 definitely. They did the same thing, for example, with what is it called, Asian Magus Pride. Yeah, they also had the episode 1 to 1, and then the 2 entry was out before with the novel, right? 3 months before they actually aired as well. But anyway, next anime. Here is a good anime though. Oh my god, this is Blue the blue one, the highest level of regardless. This is such a freaking good anime. Made me cry every time, and now I'm like, where's my arcade stick? Can I reach it? God damn it. I have to stand up and go and get it then. So, High Score Girl, this is a masterpiece anime. This anime is so good. Like, this anime is insanely good. And it's like shockingly good too. You started watching it. I watched it right because I love arcade games. God damn it, let me get my stick. I'm going to have to carry my stick here. It's just close to me here. Derp, derp, derp. Derp, derp, derp. Here it is. Derp, derp. Gonna get the stick. Gonna be ready to play games. Where's my camera? Here's my camera. Oh, there's my microphone. Here we go, right? Yes! So, I started watching this anime, High School Girl. Because obviously, I'm a nerdy, Street Fighter, right? But yeah, and I play Poison, of course, now then in Street Fighter 5. Since she was released, because she's best girl, of course. All in best girl. But yeah, High School Girl is... this anime made me cry like 3 times. Season 1. Yeah, I was like, wow. It pulled me in with this like nostalgic retro gaming anime, and then it's actually like a really good romance story. It actually is like a really good romance story with him and Ono, and also of course the girl that's trying to usurp Ono, but she's keep failing. Poor girl. It's actually like a really good romance of this anime. It's fantastic actually. It's one of the best animes. I had it in my top 10 last year, right? If you haven't seen my top 10 18 animes, which I spent a lot of time on, recommend watching videos. Very good video in my opinion. Probably my best video I did actually, because I edited so much. It took like 2 days to do. It was like 2 full days to make the video. That's my most edited video ever, I think. And then this anime that is my top 10. They did such a good anime, and they did 3 episodes. The spring was like a half season then. 1.5 season, and they were also amazing, especially with the Neko character that's helping her fighting. It's such a good anime. It is great with nostalgia, the comedy is so funny, but it's also that it's so romantically well written too. Yeah, it's like a really good romance story. It's a fantastic anime. Absolutely have to watch it. One of the best anime last year. And then there's a guy with pets, but he doesn't want to have sex with the pets. So I have a hard time relating here because he doesn't want to have sex with them. So this is kind of hard to understand. No, but yeah, Pet is like yet another mystery anime. They kind of, instead of, I wouldn't call it isekai, but it's like, they're going into the mind. It's kind of isekai. I mean, they're kind of like seeing something else, right, in the world and so on. Getting in there and, yeah, experiencing stuff. And I think as always, it's like how good is the twist, how good is the storyline, the writing. It's very hard saying how good are mystery animes without having actually finished them, or at least got far into them. And if you do that, all the twists and so on will spoil you for the anime. So I haven't read so much. So we say very mysterious here. They kind of falling into his mind. It's a little bit like an isekai horror thing. I have not seen. Like, I'm just gonna say this, I didn't see CFRS 1 or 2. I never managed to. Oh, I actually used to play a lot of the storyline though. I used to play it heavily. I actually used to play this game so much. One of the games I spent most of my life. One of my first MMORPGs. But obviously, that has been horrible. No, I don't know, but it's in 2, for the storyline, whatever this could go on. But yeah, it's a very good game. And this is yet another, oh my god. Let's do the title then. Kikisho, so that's cops, yeah. Tokumobo, Tokusho, Kyokuhan, Tatsukushichu, Dai, Nanaka, Tokunana. So, is this an isekai? It isn't, but it has like the longest name ever. It is a ridiculous isekai name. But yeah, it's an isekai, but it's typical cop drama, you know. It's not, again, as I mentioned earlier, this is yet another Neo-Tokyo, right? So here we are in an anime where it's not Tokyo, but it's like parallel universe Tokyo, which is basically Tokyo, but it might have vampires or, you know, ghouls or something, right? So it is very much like that, and we're gonna follow the policeman in this, you know, not Tokyo, but still kind of Tokyo, fighting something called 9 in this time then, which are like dragons instead, instead of being ghouls or vampires or some kind of zombies. Yeah, so You know, it's a regional anime. Can't say too much about it, but it it sounds to me very much like. I was talking ghoul because they're obviously following a guy turning into a ghoul, but it's the opposite, right? They follow the guy trying to haunt them instead, when they are like dragon humans instead. Yeah, we will see. I guess we will see, but I think we know the tropes. I think we know the premises of it. It is what it is. And it's a new tennis anime. Yeah, Hoshinai no Sora, yet another sport anime. And as I mentioned earlier, I like sport anime. This seems to be a little, I don't know, pretty tennis. You know, yeah, I don't know. So this to me, it's hard to say. It seems to follow the tropes, as you mentioned earlier. Teenage boys trying to be famous tennis players, right? Taking some friendship, some rivalry. You know how it's gonna be, right? It's gonna be a Kanabado with its worst mom ever, or it's gonna be like Ice Shield with the greatest friendship ever. Who knows? I think it sounds very classic. Yeah, it sounds very classic. It's probably gonna be a scene where one guy is like, "I'm actually left-handed," and and then yeah, that's probably what happened, right? So we will see, But I feel like I'm a little down on it. And here, another sport anime. Yeah, this is not a sport anime, but they have cute girls instead, so it's better than the other one. It's cute girls. Rifle is beautiful. It's about one is weird. I feel, and typically it's girls too. So this is obviously a sport anime where the girls are gonna have some kind of rifle club, right? Some kind of accuracy, marksmanship club, right? Which I actually used to go to when I was like 12, 13. I actually went to the Skytteklubben, yeah. And of course I was an ace. Actually, I was pretty good. I was very good, actually. I started out I don't know why, but it's probably because I am completely, unemotional bastard in the deep down, right? My full-on psychopathy. I have a gun in my hand, I turn into a monster, right? No, but I don't know, but I was very good at it because I would very easily, better than training, I never get nervous. But I never get nervous in reality, generally, or stress. I'm very like stress immune, so I was very good at actually rifle as a kid because I would just shoot at it and I wouldn't really care so much about it. It might be my awesome confidence too. So I'm the best, so I'm gonna be the best. So anyway, so I have some medals somewhere since my rifle days. But anyway, so this anime is about that. A girl likes rifling, and I feel it's very, very typical. As I mentioned, that there are females doing it. It's very uncommon to find a guy, like a male club with guys doing something that's like a not very big sport. Right, like two-car, coming out later, yeah. It's very rare that you find animes where, yes, there's a lot of sport animes with males, but they're playing popular, famous sports. It's very uncommon to find sport anime where the guys are playing like curling, right? Curling is gonna be an all cute, sexy girl team. They're all like, my butt is in your way, yeah. It's gonna be like, move your big ass when I'm curling. That's how it's gonna be, right? And this, of course, is the same thing, right? It's a rifle girls, they're all cute and sexy, different personalities, and they're gonna play a sport that is probably completely unwatchable. Deep down, yeah. Deep down, the rifling itself is probably completely boring in this anime. It's gonna be all about the cute girls doing cute stuff, right? That is what the anime is about. Come on, we all know that. And we have another better anime for the second team coming down here soon. This actually I have no idea about. Whatever, let's go on. I haven't seen it before. Ooh, here we go. Another anime with cute girls doing cute stuff. Cute! No, but as I said, right, we very rarely are gonna find an anime with our cute boys doing a sporty stuff that is not, like an actual sport, right, so to speak, like a big sport like football or, baseball or basketball and so on. But you can find cute girls in anime doing like board games. So this is basically, 4 cute girls playing board games. And I love board games. I even founded the board game club at my university. Very big club, very successful. I'm going to be very Trump speaking now. But I made that club. It's the biggest board game club actually in the city. And might be one of the biggest in the country. Maybe even the biggest in my home country. And I created that. So obviously I am, a master of board games. But no, because I love board games. I've been playing a lot of competitive board games too. And I play a lot of card games, right, like Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! For money and so on. So I play a lot of competitive card games. So obviously, I am gonna watch the anime, and we see how it goes. Like, the premise-wise, it sounds like Asobo Asobase. And I love that anime. Asobo Asobase, one of the best anime last year. But that anime is fucking crazy. That anime is insane. That anime is like, what's happening? Yeah. These anime seems to be, they're actually playing the games. They seem to be actually like a normal girls just actually playing the games. And not like, I will murder you with my... Yeah, not like that, right? But actually playing the games. So this is like what Asobase is pretending to be when you read the premise and you look at the opening, and then actually the most insane, batshit crazy stuff ever created, more or less. But this seems to be like a normal thing, and I like the trailer because they have like actual game in it. Like, this is how they actually look. So I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be interesting if they play like 1 or 2 games per episode, but at the same time. I mean, I like board games. I love animes like Kagi. One of the best animes in my life. I think Kagi's an amazing game. Kagi, get the animes one right, 1 out, etc. But it takes a lot of time to build up the thriller and the tension of like a really good board game match for gambling, you know. So this anime it seems to do like 1 board game per episode instead of doing like you're playing Puerto Rico. And should I buy 10 slaves or should I buy my indigo plant? And you know, it's like 10 minutes of consideration. It's like, oh, should this thing or should this thing? Yeah, like that is probably what happened. This anime is a lot more like slice of life and funny comedic, right? More than like, you know, oh, should I build that? Yeah, it's not so much of that, I think. But still, though. Basically, cute sport girl anime, but they're playing board games instead of playing like rifling. Double A's, all anime like ignore him, not a game anime. I mean, seriously, it's a bit horrible, but I wouldn't record it, it's a bit horrible anime. And here's cute boys though. Yeah. Genku Gigatsu boy, yeah. No, it's like cute boys instead. This is reverse harem, or just harem, right? High school girl, you know, she's gonna have a lot of cute boys around her. It's a harem for girls, right? Yeah. It's probably pretty good actually. I don't know, but it's you know what it is. Yet another game anime. Okay, I won't even bother with things. Game anime is probably horrible. Here we go. This is what I'm gonna watch. Here we go. I'm okay with all this. Yeah. Here we go. I'm waiting for this anime to arrive. Let's talk about the other way. So, back when my channel was pretty new, I did the misfortunate thing of watching 2CAR. Okay, and I still regret that to this day. No, but like 2CAR is pretty bad. Okay, it's a bad anime, and I was pretty new in YouTube. I just kind of watched some animes, and it's more about my completionist thing. That if I start watching an anime, I kind of keep watching it until it's over. If I gone too far into it, I feel because 2CAR it's pretty bad. Like it's just like, oh my god, the writing of it is so bad. But basically, 2CAR is an anime where instead of having 1 driver, they have 2 drivers because that makes it more Yuri. And then it's about these 2 sexy girls, driving sometimes or being naked together, right? Or very fan servicey, on and off. And that's 1 episode. Episode 2 is another girl pair that they're rivals, and them having their like romance story. And then each episode is like 1 romance Yuri episode per episode, right? And it's all about having those 2 cars as an excuse to have like a Yuri anime. Where it's badly written. That's probably badly written though, 2CAR. And it's just like, and they only have 1 effing race too. They never do the sport. It's a horror, not a sport anime, because they only have 1 actual race in the whole anime. That's just like training for the actual race. It's really badly done. But Kadakawa Yes Girls, it's the exact same shit, okay? It's the exact same thing again, like a 2CAR. But instead of having 2 girls in like really tight, skin suits on their bikes, which is a lot of ass and boobies that are like, really pushed on those, suits in 2CAR. This is 2 girls that driving jet skis, so they are half naked, so they're in bikinis instead. So this is much smarter. This is the exact same anime like 2CAR. It is about 2 girls driving half naked on jet skis. And they're getting all wet with the water, and they have to do like, my pants are getting loose because of the water, and they have to like, pull up there. Yeah, like it is the exact same anime, but it's more sexy because the girls are almost naked the whole anime. And otherwise, it's basically the exact same premise. So yes, we do have these 2 main girls here, but every episode is gonna be about the other pairs, more or less, right? Because it's like 10 rival pairs. And yeah, there are 2 pairs each, right? And they're all very, very sexy. And it's gonna be like, oh, this girl, they're in love. Yeah, it's gonna be basically the same thing. Where it's like different jury pairings. And one of them is, of course, done by Ai Fusawa doing Hibiki. Yeah, the Miss Gairu, right? And she's doing a Gairu girl. She's doing another Gairu. So there's one girl, one team in Yes Girls. There are 2 sexy Gairu girls, yeah, and they're gonna be, of course, having their episode of like romance jury or something. So it is exactly like Turkar, but the girls are less clothed. They're just the exact same thing. It's the exact same anime. 99%. The same tropes and everything, but it's just like, well, they have less clothes on them, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, but it's like they have less stuff on them, and they get wet by the water, like it's like wet shirt stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be so stupid. But now we get to the bottom here, though. I'm actually kind of interested in this anime, though, Shuka Ichiban, because it's kind of like a mystical Goemon for play those games about a guy, with like trying to fight the evil empire. No, but a little bit of that, right? It's a little bit of that, and it's historical in the sense that it's like maybe there's a Soma. It's like a mix of, I guess, like mystical linear, Soma, kingdoms. It's a little bit all over the place, I suppose. But it actually might be a good anime. Maybe. Or it's gonna be like a really, I don't know. But he basically travels around fighting them with his restaurant. It's very Soma in the sense, yeah. But it's in the past. And it's kind of like, not Roman, after the 3 Roman kingdoms. So it's like in the 19th century, right? I think. Yeah, 9th century, yeah. Maybe good anime, hard to say. It's probably decent. And now I think we got it down to just the bottom here. Bottom of the barrel, I feel. I have no idea, honestly. What is this? 3 works doing it. Comedy. I don't know, actually. We don't know, like, this is done, basically. I see you guys. Yeah, basically. Like, now it's in the bottom here of, like, the music animes that, like, one person watches. Yeah. Oh, another furry anime. Ooh, interesting. Another furry anime. Africa the Salaryman. It's following a lion tasking a lizard that still live in the office. Yeah, they're also animals. It's like Beastars again. Yeah, it's more furry. Yeah, interesting. Okay, you're watching this thing again. Yeah, it's furry. You're watching this thing. Yeah, now we got. Yeah, now we go to the Kodomo stuff, right? Yeah, so that's the there's nothing more down here. No, it's just it's just chill stuff. Yeah. So let's go to the movies then. Quickly, let's go to the movies. But I iterate though. Let's iterate. We go to the movies. The bonus part of the movies. But I iterate again though. For me and for everyone else, of course, this is the number 1, right? Hatage Kamen no Michi Konosuba Season 3. Okay, this is number 1. This is gonna be the best shit ever. I know it. He's the greatest guy ever. This is gonna be the best thing. And yeah, that's my number 1. And otherwise, it's all the shonen, right? Otherwise, no Guns No Life. That's a good anime too. Not my number 1, but interesting. And then, of course, it's all the shonen, right? It's all the goddamn shonen. This anime might be funny. I'm ready for White Fox, but yeah. Second nerd, and here we go. Shoma, 7 Deadly Sins, right? And of course, My Hero Academia. So you have 3 massive shonen combined with Fire Force, The Stone, Black Clover, One Piece, and so on. So, huge amount of shonen. But let's go to the movies quickly. Are there some good movies? Are there some good OVAs? I know, of course, Konosuba is coming. Yes, of course, you have Bunny Senpai. Should it be released already? This is theater. I think this is theater time for the American and Canadian release. I believe this timing is. But obviously, this was released last season in Japan. This season, yeah. Which is, of course, Bunny Senpai. One of the absolutely best anime last year. And this movie is continuation straight up from where the anime ended. Absolutely. I am. This and Konosuba is my number 1 and 2 movies for sure. Right? Some other good movies I want to watch here. Living, Black Fox. Maybe Hello World. I must watch for Konosuba. Maybe they're ad. I'm just like, where's my Konosuba? I don't care about that, I guess. Where's my Konosuba? I don't care about the other stuff. Maybe it wasn't last season. Okay, maybe the AB stuff was interesting though. But made in the Abyss movie, it is like a movie. It says recap, right? It's just like a summation of the season 1, right? So it's basically just like a, you get the same storyline, but it's it's the second one. Yeah, so it's like those 2 movies is summarizing quickly what happened in season 1, right? So I don't know. Personally, sometimes I love those movies, but usually I feel that they are used the exact same thing, but they're cutting away all. Oh, Kyan is still doing. That's good. That's good. Kyan is strong. I'm guessing Konosuba is raised for last season. So the only thing I'm caring about is Konosuba. Oh, where's my Konosuba? Where's my Konosuba? I guess it's the last season, yeah. Nothing else matters. Whatever, who cares? Let's look at OVAs. Bunny Senpai, that's a bit shit. One Punch Man specials next season, right? Whatever that means. They're usually very short then. Probably like a 5-minute clips of short form, usually short. Well, of course, we're gonna watch One Punch Man, but yeah. Ooh. Is it more of our Zero coming? Or is it the same thing again? I reacted to the snow episode. Is it the same thing? I haven't read it before, but I think it's the same thing, right? No, second OVA is here. Okay, actually, okay, interesting, cool. So it's about Emilia, how she meets, Puck. Okay, that's interesting. I guess it will air before season 2 finally comes. Yeah, it will air before we finally get some more RAM, I guess. The episode of it, yeah. Oh yeah, and of course, the OVAs are good though. Yeah, Kyoani, of course, not surrendering. They're giving here Void Evergarden. This, of course, is gonna be super crying, super sad. But yeah, Void Evergarden, an amazing anime. We will see. I will be honest though, I love Void Evergarden, but I also feel hit and miss though. I feel that I love it, like episode 7 and 10, of course, best episodes. But I feel episode 4 and 5 and 6 they're pretty weak. So I think that Void Evergarden, to be honest, it's a really good anime. Sometimes it's like every second story is a little slower, I feel. So I don't know how it's gonna be in this OVA. I could imagine that it's gonna be you're gonna cry buckets, or it's gonna be like I did like the girl. So we will see. Strike Blood 3. Ooh, here we go. I didn't know this coming. Ooh, yes. And this is gonna be so sexy OVA too, because this is a horror anime, right? We never study, we never learn. Bokitachi Benkyo OVA, and as with all other OVAs are always less censored, right? The OVAs are more sexy, it's more boobies, it's more op-high, right? And so on. You can see the tanned babe there, yeah. Urikaka with her perfect body. But yeah, it's like, this is probably gonna be way more ecchi than it usually is. And it's always ecchi. So they're gonna make it definitely more ecchi. As always do in OVAs. That's an interesting OVA. Well, yeah, and this thing I look forward to a lot as well. Yeah, of course, I read about this. It's coming recently, right? Yeah, it's coming soon. Of course, Mob Psycho, OVA, and it's gonna be pretty much like a continuation on where it ended. Even though it's a new story by one, it's pretty much following how last season ended with the new guy in the. I wanna spoil. I haven't seen it right, but I assume you've seen it. Makes the game right, and the character you see the image, yeah, whatever. Spoiler. Yeah, he has joined them, right? It's gonna continue on that story, how he's the new member of the crew and so on. So very exciting, I feel, actually. And yes, and that's just an OVA. Huh, interesting. I think it was, isn't that a show? Whatever. Blade of the Immortal. I thought that would appear in the order list, but yeah, Blade of the Immortal. I actually have the manga, so I have the first 10 volumes or more, whatever. It's a classic manga about a guy that cannot die, ergo immortal. So he has like a worm in his body. So if you hit him, he like the worms regrow his body, like that's Futurama. So he can't die, right? And he travels around, kind of murdering people. No, but he's like a pacifist kind of in the beginning, and then they kind of get him into this. You have to go and fight people and so on because of some reason with your curse. And it's one of the craziest mangas ever. It's an insane manga. Now it's done then. It's been done before. In order to do it again here. So this is a new production of the same story again, with hopefully better budget and hopefully better animation one. But this is a crazy storyline. They have one very minor spoiler. One of the first bad guys in the manga he has like 2 heads on his shoulders. He has sewn together women. He has taken its females' heads from women he has killed and has taken their heads and sewed them to his shoulders. So he was around with this kind of like a cover over his body. And he has 3 heads then. And and he's gonna kill the main girl because like I think it's her mother is one of the head, and the other head is like his wife. So he wants to kill the main girl so he can have the wife and mother on his shoulders, something like that. This is a effed up anime, okay, or manga. So that could be a very good anime if they make it justice. Yeah, it could be, but it's gonna be completely insane though. It doesn't say seinen here. It should say seinen, if hopefully, because it's very brutal. Very brutal manga. Incredibly brutal. Of course, Yuri, a very good slice of life comedy animes about how I say it. One girl that everyone ignores and another girl that wants to take other girls. It's a great comedy anime. Recommend it, absolutely. This I have no idea though. Which studio? Interesting. 2 days from now? Oh. So I haven't read in OVA list or the movie list before I did this. This sounds super interesting. For which studio? Okay, let's watch it in 2 days then. Yeah, okay. Toscan and Shoujo. We're watching it. I don't read it. I don't want to spoil. Yeah, and of course Golden Kamuy was getting an OVA, which I think will follow on the actual storyline. Then we have next season, right? Continuation of in between the season 3. So of course Golden Kamuy, the video about that, have season 3 coming, right? An amazing anime. In my opinion, and obviously I am correct, this is the factual opinion, Golden Kamuy is the best anime of last year. Okay? Plats för universe, number 2 for me, that's Ban Senpai, or Ansumatsuru, Hinamatsuru, yeah, so on. But man, Golden Kamuy and its craziness every damn episode, an amazing anime beyond measurement of good animes. Yeah, it's a good anime. I want to spoil the but it's an amazing anime. It is incredibly good. And yeah, this OVA, I'm definitely excited. 11 days, I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be this season though. And I have no idea. Some new anime, whatever. That can be a good finish here. Golden Kamuy, the best OVA probably coming, or maybe it's nakedness of Benkyo, because that is gonna be very, very naked. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys like the whole guide taking over all the animes. It is basically the biggest shonen franchise thing this season, right? That's the biggest thing. Of course, the beginning of the video talking about that, right? It's My Academia, One Piece still going, right? We have Black Clover still going. We have The Stone still going. We have Fire Force still going. And then also we have, of course, Soma and 7 Deadly Sins. So that's really filling up the shonen thing. So it could be 10 shonen, and then of course we have huge amount of isekais as always. It's so many isekais, but I think something looks like promising. It's interesting that 7 of them are going against the main plot, right? I think that's the next isekai stage now. Isekai level 1 was like it's a story. Isekai level 2 was everyone's OP. Isekai level 3 is like we are joking about them being OP. So this guy doesn't want to fight. He wants to have, sex with the girls instead. This guy doesn't want to fight. He's too afraid. And yes, level 3 is like, we are joking about level 2. Level 1 was like, they had struggles. Level 2 is more power fantasy, I guess. Something like that. Level 3, I guess, is that mixed with strange premise, like your mom is there or something. Yeah, I guess that's kind of level 3. But whatever. If that's coming, that's what I am excited about. That's about the end, right? So hope you like this video, guys. See you guys later today with Demon Slayer. That's up in about 1.5 hours from now, and tomorrow, of course, in the second so on, right? And then we follow on this week's animes like Alfrata on Monday. That's gonna be interesting. More CG cars or something that breaks my heart and eyes and mind and everything else in between. But anyways, see you guys and have a great day.